Agriculture is strong in Limerick as well. Deputy Neville, is it?
Absolutely. Backbone of Limerick, Corla. Thank you very much. First of all, I welcome the Government's document in relation to Brexit and the priorities in relation to Brexit and the work that has been done over the past number of months. I've sat under the Jobs, Enterprise and Innovation Committee and worked very closely with Minister Mitchell O'Connor, in which we've had all stakeholders into the committee, interviewing them and put our own document together with recommendations. It was a cross-party recommendation document as well that was launched a number of weeks back, and I would encourage any deputy in the House to have a look at that, because there's quite a lot of work gone into that. I know Deputy Quinlivan has been on that committee as well. As you said, agriculture is the big industry in the constituency I represent in County Limerick. But we've got to look at this in an overall national context. There's 130,000 farms in the country, 18,000 dairy farms. The value of agri-food and drink exports exceeded 11 billion in 2016. Ireland exported 65,000 live cattle to the north and Great Britain in 2015, and Ireland imported over 3 billion of UK food and drink in 2014. So not only food and drink, but there's also retail as well. A lot of the high street and everything comes from the UK. So the trade is both ways. So this is in the UK's best interest and our best interest in trying to get a deal that will work for particularly ourselves. 9% of total milk processed in the Republic comes from Northern Ireland, and this represents 26% of Northern Ireland's milk supplies. 1,000 cattle and 10,000 pigs are exported from the Republic to the north each week, and transporting, the transport sector and maybe the potential on effects of border checks and whatever could really hamper this, with 32,000 lorry trips per year in relation to milk. So all these are a knock-on effect, particularly with farms that would be maybe have cross-border land as well on them. So you have implication on farming land on both sides of the border. You have BPS greening, CAP RD schemes, nitrates, cattle movement, farm input costs and potential different requirements and the potential impacts on CAP as well. This kind of goes back as well to our own domestic policies in relation to what the farmers in County Limerick that have been bringing up, and the backdrop of Brexit is in relation to the areas of national constraint and the review that's been going on at that at the moment. And there's a commitment to the programme for government to have these subsidies increased by 25 million in 2018, and I have asked that we would look at exploring a further increase on that, given the improving economic situation, and try and retain that back to 2008 levels before the crash hit us. We also need to build a coalition within Europe as well when we're negotiating. We negotiate as 27, but there is a number of countries that will be more impacted on this, like ourselves, the likes of the Netherlands, France, Germany, Spain and Italy, that do a considerable amount of trade. The Netherlands do 6.07 billion and France do 4.85 billion. So other countries here in Europe are going to be affected on this as well. We also need to look at our growing markets. The UK, we did 7.2 billion, which was our exports were plus 12% in 2015. In Northern Europe, we did 4.17 billion. We were up 8%. In Asia Pacific, we did 1.59 billion, and we were up 11%. And the USA, 2.9 billion, we were up 27%. Asia Pacific is the place where we need to really push. We're up by 11% there. It's welcome, but it's 1.5 billion. There's a huge market there that we can get a hold of. There's 4.5 billion people in Asia. That's 60% of the world's population. The consumers that are in Asia that are not buying Irish products need to be marketed to. There's a growth in the middle class there, there's a growth in wealth there, there's a growth market there. A lot of people on the ground in Asia actually probably think Ireland is part of the UK, unfortunately. They don't understand. It's like maybe a lot of Irish, some people may think that New Zealand and Australia are the same. So there is that. I know that from working into the Asian markets when I spend time over there. So
So the points you're making are vitally important. Can I ask you to propose the adjournment of the debate, and we'll be resuming again?
Sure.
At the point where you left off.
Okay. Well, would you like me to
propose
I propose the adjournment, Count Corla.
Thank you very much, Deputy Neville. So the debate is adjourned, and in accordance with the order of the House stands adjourned until midday tomorrow. Thank you all very much.